Yo, welcome back to another Rock's Tarology read. I go by Rocky Rock OC. Tongue tied. I'm an astrologer, tarotmancer, artist, poet, blah blah blah. And this video will be for Earth signs. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Y'all gonna see some light things going on, blah blah blah. But this will be your reading for the week of the 12th to the 18th. So even though today is the 13th, just rock with it, okay? Earth signs. So I didn't really do this with air signs, and I meant to, but y'all know it's Mercury's retrograde right now, so don't judge me. But Earth signs, let's get into what could be affecting you astrologically for this week. So for my Taurians, or Taurus people, your ruling planet, which is Venus, for the week of the 12th to the 18th, is going through a balancing stage. Is going through a stage of understanding what's truly been implemented into your life and how you are going to begin to master that moving forward. So during this Mercury retrograde, you could be coming to understand how you or why you place certain things at a high importance, or place certain things with a higher priority than you would others. It could be a revision of how you go about doing that, because there are some things that have been made known to you as to why certain things shouldn't be placed that high, or if it's in regard to yourself, why you need to place them higher, okay? Virgos, because your ruling planet, which is Mercury, is in retrograde, you are definitely going through just a whole transformation within yourself. You could be transitioning jobs. You could be focusing on how you communicate with certain people, especially when it comes to how you, I don't know why micromanage just came up, but how you micromanage people, how you micromanage your growth, how you even micromanage communication. You could also be there was something that happened this month, because the number 6 just keeps popping up, but something could have happened where you were understanding that you are going into a new cycle where it pertains to self-love, or you are understanding how this particular part of your journey is meant to lead you back to yourself. Just look at the way the number 6 is shaped. It's kind of like that. So initially you were either coming out of something so you can come back to yourself, or this new path that you're coming to is along that curve, and it's still leading you back to yourself, but in a different way. Capricorns, your ruling planet, which is Saturn, is also in retrograde. And what I find funny is in sidereal astrology, it's in Capricorn. In tropical astrology, it's in Aquarius. So either way you flip it, Saturn is in retrograde in, both of the signs that it rules. So it's taking kind of like a checklist, if you will, and seeing if all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted, especially when it comes to how you yourself interact with other people, how you come off to other people, what topics or conversations you find yourself engaged in. It could also be helping you to realize, like, something about money, or either abundance mindset or poverty consciousness. So either or is going on. The way that I said I was going to do these readings, So I'll pull a spread for the entire earth element as a whole, and then I'll pull an oracle card followed by a herbal card to help you to learn what herbs to implement during this time, what to work with, or just a reminder of how much you are related to nature. Because earth element could be a great time for grounding, especially if you have like air or water strongly in your chart. It's really important for you to ground down. I'll even say fire too, but that's not what I felt. I felt air and water, so I'm going to stick with that. If you do have an air sign placement, the air sign video is up, so go check that out. But moving forward, we're just going to move right into the reading. Every time I use my cards, and I will say it time and time again, every time I use my cards, they are cleansed, they are prayed over with benevolent intentions. Despite, if you follow me on my Twitter, be it my astrology page or my personal page, no matter how much I kiki and joke and even cuss some of y'all out, when it comes to this, that's not a realm that I play with. That's not an energy that I play with, especially when it comes to other people. I don't fuck around, so there's that. So let's get into it. Earth signs. Ooh. Earth signs, what? Earth signs, there is something that is buried underneath that needs to be reviewed. I don't know where that came from, but all of these cards, the way that they're forming at the top, the way it's split like that, but then there's like the single solitary line at the bottom. There's something that you don't want to tap into because it may be deeply rooted in some type of pain. It may be rooted in some type of trauma that you don't want to revisit. We're literally in retrograde season for I don't even know how long. We have retrogrades all summer. We're currently in a Pluto, Mercury, and Saturn retrograde, as well as the nodes being in retrograde. But on the 20th, we have Jupiter going into retrograde, and then on the 25th, we have Neptune going into retrograde. And then in August, we'll have Uranus going into retrograde. So it's going to be a lot of revisiting, rewriting, reviewing. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Earth signs, you got the Magician. Day one notification, the Five of Cups, and the Tower card. I know it's dark, but I love these LED lights, the way they light up in darkness, so, okay. Anyway, this is Mercury, the Magician card. Funny enough that it came out because Mercury is in retrograde. And you have two Mars cards, and in tropical astrology, Mars just went into Leo. So I wonder if this is, oh, okay. Ooh, all right. Yeah, this is meant to help you boost your confidence, okay? There's this period of time where you're gathering all the elements that you need. You have your inspiration, which is wands. You have your communication and analyzation, which is swords. You have your emotions, your intuition, your heart, which is in the cups. And then you have the physical, nature, trees, the ground, the dirt, the animals, even people. The house that you live in, the food that you eat, the money you spend, that's all pentacles, okay? I'm also feeling the urge to say that the The pentacles also represent the combination of the swords, the wands, and the cups. It's like the physical manifestation of your will, your intuition, your emotions, and your mind all combined into a physical form, right? One thing, and I think I said this before, one thing that not a lot of people note is that there are definitely more than 4 elements. But in terms of the magician, they always talk about, the natural 4 elements. They never incorporate ether. But in this particular deck, there's this crystal ball right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's this crystal ball right here shining this white light on all these, resources / elements, right? So I feel like there's the spiritual aspect that's now being brought into play when it comes to how you even look at these 4 elements that you either innately have or that you're coming to accumulate, right? There definitely has been some disappointments with the 5 of Cups. 5 is naturally a number of change anyway. And if you look at the number 5, how the first half of it looks like a rectangle or half of a rectangle, but then the bottom half looks like half of a circle. So it's literally coming out of that fixed angularity of the first half of the 5 and going into this more easy and fluid flow of the last curve of the 5, right? So this retrograde probably has you focused on that boxed aspect. Oh, things aren't moving the way that I want to. I feel boxed in. I feel stuck. But in the 5 of Cups, there are 3 cups that are always spilled, but there's 2 cups that are still standing. So maybe there's something that you have that is emotionally, intuitively, and innately reciprocated. Maybe this is something that you're doing. You may be doing a 2-cup method for manifestation and you feel like, nothing's come about. This could also be oh God, okay. If some of y'all are going through this retrograde thinking about your exes or thinking about past lovers and like past failures and stuff like that, this is a great time to take note of what relationships are working, what relationships have been feeding you, what relationships are worthy to give gratitude for, to go to God about, okay? Because let's be honest, we go to God sometimes about certain things and certain people, and I'm pretty sure God be looking down or listening with this keen ear, and it's like, what are you asking for? Are you sure you want that? And this tower could have came in and showed you why you either didn't need it, or this tower could be a realization of why exactly it ended and how it wasn't serving you. There's a very thin line, because I feel like this was one of those things where you either had long-term goals about it or long-term like thoughts about it, and then it finally came and you were met with like this disappointment, or this was something that happened in the past and you didn't really get full clarity on it, and then it just hits you like a ton of bricks, right? But with this this tropical Mars transition, I definitely feel like that is going to help you to get more active, proactive. I want to say something about reactive, but I'm going to wait because I have a reactive tongue. So, yeah, let me pull a self-care card, because this is kind of heavy. I don't know how I feel. This kind of heavy. Trust me when I say I get it. Believe that. Man. Ooh. Okay. The self-care card you got was patience. And I just saw 444. You just got patience. Be willing to pass up good for great. Lord, I cannot make this up. Like, look. Y'all, no. Not truth being at the bottom. I can't make this up, bro. Y'all just saw me shuffle these cards. Like, this could be a spirit guide that is helping you to see this truth. You could be gaining this truth by the water.